Property managers, you're going to love this interview with Silvana from Callagher's, where she talks about her journey in property management and now as the head of property management within Callagher's, all the strategies and techniques they're using at Callagher's to really help them go to the next level. Enjoy this video. So Silvana, fantastic to actually be here, sitting down with you, having a discussion about your journey in real estate, which has been quite amazing. So started in 1989.
1989.
So step back in time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well and truly.
Thank you.
And sort of straight out of school into Callagher's with a little bit of hounding, I hear.
Yes,
Yeah.
had to call a few times to get the role.
Yeah, well done. Very good. So persistence clearly pays.
Absolutely.
So starting in reception, moving into sort of like a PM support role, and then within 5 years taking on board a PM sort of lead role, portfolio. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, very good. Excellent. So you're PM well and truly. Yeah?
Yeah, right in my bloodstream.
Yeah. In your bones.
Yeah, in my bones.
So one of the things that would be really cool for us to get an understanding, you guys have done quite a few acquisitions over the years, so the process of integrating those is always a really interesting thing.
Absolutely.
I think there's some real do's and don'ts there, so we might actually have a bit of a chat about that. Then we'd love to have a chat with you about the landlord management and the tenant management and how you guys work as a team now to deliver great service to your clients.
Fantastic.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, it sounds great.
So acquisitions, 7 acquisitions. You've got to learn a thing or two.
They just got better and better, and
Yep.
the checklist got clearly refined as the process went on. So yeah, there definitely do's and don'ts. I can remember the first rent roll coming across, and it was literally a box getting dumped into the office with files and keys, and we thought, oh wow, where do we start? So once we started onboarding the new business, we refined our checklists. We basically pre-framed what we were looking for when the acquisition came across. Integrating that into the business, we found it took 6 months to integrate the clients, being the tenants, the landlords, into our culture and how we do business, and winning them over that way. So, because part of the idea is the retention is to keep those clients. Yeah,
very good. So if someone was actually thinking of an acquisition, you are one of the go-to people within the network.
Absolutely.
To give them some ideas and tips around how to make that happen.
We can do that.
Yeah. Fantastic. Let's move on and talk about the team, the property management team. So you've got how many properties now in the portfolio?
So we're under 900 properties.
Right. Yeah.
And
fantastic.
we've got a team of 12 in our property management department.
Right. Okay. Performing a range of different roles.
Absolutely. So we have a leadership team. We have some seniors that are accompanied with an associate, so they're responsible for running their little team pods. We have a leasing arm, and we also have new business.
Great. So you're really operating within a portfolio like a little mini super team. So it's senior and developing kind of assistant in there.
Yeah.
And then you're talking about looking at some, and that's really set up for growth. Is that fair to say?
Definitely growth and career progression for team members.
Yeah, fantastic. And I know offshoring is sort of, and doing some outsourcing work is sort of underway for this year.
Yes.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, so we're actually restructuring the department with an opportunity to set up my own portfolio with outsourcing the administrative task of property management. So the idea behind that is to remove all the administration from our key property managers and give them more time back to nurture our clients. So that's working well. It's testing because I've had to sit in a role of a property manager and refine all our processes. So finding quick tips on how to put those processes together. I'm finding filming procedures have been fantastic.
Yeah.
So where you type up a procedure that probably take you 2 hours, the filming process, which is a lot more interactive will take 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, and that's screen recording and so
recording
on.
and narrating through the process.
Yeah, fantastic. So you notice this here, you could click this or click this. You'd never click that one, you do this always, make sure you check this and so on.
Absolutely.
Literally talking through the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So that's designed to take away some of the administrative work from your key property managers.
Yes.
And for them to really focus in on relationships.
Absolutely, that's our key focus. Nurture the client and give the advice and recommendation that a client's actually looking for, as opposed to being a reactive property manager.
Yeah. So therefore, we're taking the excuse out. I didn't have time to do that.
Yeah.
So this is the whole nurture calls, the good news calls. Looking at how to add value, because you'd have quite a few properties in your marketplace that could that the landlord could actually add value to them and increase the rental return.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So we have an awesome innovation where we have coffee catch-ups with our clients. So it's a good opportunity for us to check in, see how we're tracking, some feedback to take back to the team, look at what's the plan for their property. Is there other needs that we can service them in regards to real estate? Other opportunity to nurture the client and value add is we invite them to their routine inspections.
Great.
So we're on site and what's the plan for the property? Where do you see yourself with this property in 5 years? So when the tenant vacates at a later date, there's no surprises. So we're going to project mode and increase the renovation project in order to return.
What's great about that is I think one of the things that you do really well is that you offer that as a service. Obviously there's a fee involved for it, so it becomes a revenue stream for the business, but it's also a great way of adding value. And you're really looking after my investment, as opposed to the property's looking a bit tired, you better do something about it.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't say the property's looking tired, would you, to a landlord? Would you say it in a slightly better way? We think we can increase your rental return.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So frame it that way. Why don't we actually have a look at that and come back to you with a series of recommendations as to what the spend would be and what that could do in terms of your rental return.
Your rental return.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, very good, very good. So in terms of team, how do team meetings work, training, that sort of things?
We have a daily WIP meeting, which usually takes about 15 minutes. It's checking in to see if everyone's on track, what are our flags for the day, what are the must-dos, and if anyone needs assistance and help. So we have preventing the drama of the day.
Yeah.
We have a weekly KPI meeting and fortnightly training.
Yeah, fantastic. So could I just go back to that? Anywhere you're stuck, or what would you say? Any red flags?
Red flags.
Yeah, any red flags. Love it. So what you're doing is you're helping your team peel back a band-aid and say there's a bit of a sore here before it actually gets worse.
Absolutely, we want to know about it, so we want to be on the front foot. And
that's your culture. It's very, very hand up. Hey, I need support here. I've got an issue here. Something along those lines.
Absolutely, you're not on your own. So it's great team support. There's enough of us to get through any flags and amber flags or red flags.
Yeah.
So that's the idea of our WIP meetings.
Yeah, very good. And then a weekly KPI is really, are we on track, off track?
Exactly. So our focus areas are your arrears, your days on market, maintenance, and just your general administration and workflow. Yeah,
excellent. And then over to training, you're saying fortnightly?
Fortnightly, which is focused around what's relevant in the team. So if there's an arrears focus, so let's do some training around arrears. If there's dialogue training required in terms of meeting clients on site and how do we manage that process, whatever's relevant to what's happening in the department.
Yeah, fantastic. Excellent, very good. So that's about upskilling the guys so they can go out there and be even more effective.
Absolutely.
With it. How do you determine that? You notice what's happening, or you have a bit of a theme running?
We have a theme.
Right.
So at the moment we have an arrears theme. So our focus is RERs, so we measure that daily and review it at the end of the week, which is really rewarding.
Yeah, fantastic. So the final thing is around tenants. Anything that you're doing special from a tenant point of view? Most
definitely. So it starts from the application process and the interest process. So we take a proactive approach. So potential tenants that come through properties, give them a lot of information in terms of how to apply, make the process a lot easier. Open house, interact with the potential tenant. We come back to the office. We touch base again. How'd you go? Open house run on a Saturday. What'd you see today? How does our property compare? We get an indication of whether that potential tenant's going to apply, and sort of coach them through that process. So in order for us to process your application effectively and within an efficient time frame, could you organise to speak to your referees? So just let them know that we'll be calling them for reference. Have you got a tenancy ledger?
Yeah, great.
Handy. Organise all your ID and disclosures that have to come with the application. So that helps tremendously. That enables us to process that application a lot faster on the Monday.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
And then in terms of
so that's the pre
getting them ready.
Yeah, get them ready, setting the platform up. So once they've become a Callagher tenant, we send them a welcome email, and it shows them what they can expect from us. There's a little video, a Callagher link video, that they can have a look through before they come into the office for the lease signing. The associate signs up the tenant. The senior property manager comes in and introduces himself and pretty much just reconfirms what process we went through in terms of signing that lease and what they can expect from us and what we expect from them.
Great.
So it's the the tenant nurturing that's a key thing for us this year. And then just how can we help their experience with the tenancy process.
Great. And do tenants get anything, like a gift or anything that when they come on board?
Yes, they have like a starter kit, and in terms of the property, so that's working well.
And what's in the starter kit?
Just a little cleaning bucket in terms of
That's not saying that the property's going to be a mess and you need to clean.
No, not at all. It is a little bit of an encouragement.
It's just an encouragement to keep this property nice and clean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, excellent. Great. So any other tips you'd like to share from a property management point of view?
Property management is one of those, sort of meat in the sandwich role. Stay focused. You need to be really passionate about property management and real estate, and get to know your clients and take the time to nurture that. And that whole process of communicating with the client makes it a lot more streamlined. Yeah. I think one of the reasons in property management that some clients come in harder is because they don't have a relationship with their property manager. Whereas if you've got the relationship, the conversations tend to be much easier to handle. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Fantastic. Well, Silvana, thank you so much for coming in and sharing. And I think you might get a call or two as a result of this for people with acquisitions and what happens here, and tell us about your themes and all those sorts of things.
Welcome it.
Yeah, well done.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.
Really appreciate it.